Today's activity is pre-use sensory play, and toddlers learn best through hands-on experiences. And John Piaget, who studied play and child development, said that children should be able to do their own experimenting and their own research. We can, of course, guide them by providing appropriate materials, but the essential thing is that in order for children to understand something, they must construct it and reinvent it themselves. So the activity that we're going to do today involves rice and all our pre-used things that would normally go into the recycling. It's a really inexpensive activity and it will keep your toddlers busy for a long time using all of their senses. They'll be doing a lot of pouring and scooping and transferring things, which is really good for their development as well. It's really good for their motor skills and their concentration, and we'll also talk about some social skills as well that we can support during this activity. So firstly, I'm going to show you how to make up the rice. So you just simply a bag of rice, which is pretty cheap. Don't get the expensive one, just get a nice cheap bag of rice. And I have coloured this one with food colouring, and that is yellow. And I'm going to colour another one with some green food colouring. So literally we just pour a few drops into the rice, mix it up, and we can watch it change colour. And now we have some green rice. That's so easy, and please let your little ones have a go at all of this and involve them all the time when they're mixing. Okay, so I've got some red, so I'm going to do the same here with my other container of rice. I have red, so we'll have yellow and green and red. So we just need a few little drops and keep mixing it. You're going to love this mixing and stirring because we're giving them language as well. So whilst you are doing this with your toddlers, please make sure that you're kind of giving like a little commentary of what you're doing, because then you're really building into their language skills. So we've got some lovely red, so easy to do and mix up. Now, ideally, it's good if you've got a big tray with sides coming up to contain all this rice, because it can, of course, be messy with our toddlers and it can be spread around everywhere. So maybe a big tray or a container, but this I've just used a kitchen tray here, baking tray. So we can tip this in with our different colours, and I've seen this done where they make actual rainbows with the rice. The colours in it is beautiful. And put my next rice in there. And finally my red. So we're talking about all the colours, which is why it's good to colour the rice as well, because we're giving them the colours. So that's my 3 colours. And before I'm going to start using all my recycled materials, it's good to let them have a little play with just using their fingers, because this is really early mark making. So in other words, we're getting our toddlers ready for writing those skills, and they need those skills, those fine motor movements need to be developed before they're going to be writing. So they can have a mix up and they can use their fingers, and as I said, this is mark making, so they're going to be mixing it and swirling it around. They can make circles and different shapes and lines, and then it's all mixed up together. And this is just an activity on its own, actually, that they can use. So they've had a little go at their mark making, and now this is just what I've collected this week from my household, so it's a lot of recycling. So to us, it's just like a load of old junk, but to children, it's absolutely fascinating. And there's all sorts of different sizes and shapes of containers, and there's writing, of course, so they can become familiar with what they see there, and they can associate some wordings and colours with these products as well. So I've got some little scoopers here, and you can see that they will have a lovely time scooping it all up like that, and they can fill up the containers, and they love transferring things into different pots. And I can introduce this little here. So to us, it might be a piece of cardboard, but for a child, it's a fantastic little container there for them to fill up and scoop. And this activity is a great way to introduce social skills for our toddlers as well, because of course when they're little they don't understand things like sharing, so this is a really good opportunity for us as the adults to support that sharing, so we can go, oh, that's nice, are you going to take turns with using those scoopers? Take it in turns, you have a go, and then you can let your friend have a go at having a scoop. Well done for sharing. That's really good. So that we're encouraging all that nice language that goes with sharing. Oh, look at that. Are you going to do it together? You can help each other, can't you, by doing that? That is lovely. Are you going to take turns again in using that little scooper? So again, we're developing that social language for them. We can praise them as well once they've done that, because praise is really important for our little ones as well. So we can carry on having a look at all these. There's another box. So this is interesting because it's got lots of different containers. So that is going to be interesting to watch them fill up all those containers. And you might want to introduce something like some porridge oats. So you don't have to use just rice. Please be aware of any allergies that you've got, and obviously supervise as well. But you can add a bit of oats as well, which adds different textures and it adds different colours as well to the activity. So that's going to add more interest as well. So then they're going to have different feels. So you can have a little feel again. You can feel that oats in there. That feels really nice textures there. And if you want to, you could add, say, something like a little car. And this is ideal because it moves about, and they like to experience that movement again. They can sort of make with that little car. And another thing that you can do, which they'll enjoy, is you could hide it. Say you make it into a little game, and you can hide that car, and they probably want to hide it with lots of rice on top as well. So I'm having fun playing this, and I've hidden that car. So we're going to make that game and say, oh, I wonder where the car has gone. Let's see if we can find it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. And it can be very repetitive, which again is really good for their language skills as well. They love that repetition of little games like that. And then when it's time to tidy up, some toddlers kind of get a little bit strange, don't they, at tidy up times, and they resist it. So what we can do is we can give them lots of warnings about when we're going to tidy up. So we can say, oh, in a minute, we're going to tidy up, or we can do a little shake. That means it's nearly tidy up time. There we are. So they're going to carry on playing again, and then we'll go, oh, one more shake, and then it's tidy up time. And then we can also introduce a little song and just make it up. You don't have to know any songs at all. You can just make it up as you go along, and you can say, okay, tidy up, tidy up, tidy up time, tidy up, tidy up, tidy up time. And we can really praise them for doing really good tidying up and helping. We won't expect too much from our little ones, but hopefully they'll start to understand that tidying up, so we can put all our things away. and they can help putting all these wonderful things that we've collected from our recycling back in the recycling box, or we can use them another day for something else. So I hope you've enjoyed that today, and for more information please go to www.familycorner.co.uk.